Hi there, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds case and partially the Kenny Veach mystery too, because it can apply. What I wanted to share with you today is the success behind the Dylan Rounds case and spreading awareness from my point of view, the things that I have done and stuff in the background, because not everyone will be aware of. Besides the YouTube platform, I have been active elsewhere as well, such as TikTok. I just want to present to you some key statistics when it comes to the Dylan Rounds case, certain observations made throughout time, and how people responded in general, okay? Of course, keeping the case alive is important on YouTube, but if you can try and spread the word elsewhere, where there might be a newer range of people, a wider, broader audience, you can try and inform them about it. It can help overall with the case. I think maybe with the Salty3Pancak3s case, family friends have done the same thing when it comes to different platforms and areas, possibly including TikTok as well. No harm in doing it. I've seen it with Kenny Veach as well, where people have told the story about that. Tends to be regurgitated BS, as we all know, but it's different here. So whilst it's different here, I'm trying to also incorporate that elsewhere too. Now, welcome to anyone that is currently here in the live premiere. I know I did a live premiere earlier on, so, whether you've watched that first or you're watching this one first, make sure to catch up on the other. I will provide a link down below or up top, the I symbol, top right corner of this screen. If you click on it, it'll redirect you to the video from earlier on today, and even the video that I may have done last night or the night before, okay? Just so you catch up on everything. The earlier video that I did was to do with UFOs, aliens, latest news there, follow up on the Peruvian discovery as well. So if you want to get away from certain cases or drama, you want a distraction, make sure to check that video out. As I said, link top right corner of the screen, and also available in the description in this video. Down below in the comment section, feel free to check those links out in the pinned comments. And as well, if you do have any questions or any additional points, feel free to include them down below in the comment box if you feel like you can't elaborate in the live chat. So I guess the live chat recently has been pretty good. We still see the odd little rat scurrying about. Here we go. Typical. Is what happens when you cover Dylan Rounds videos, but oh well. We've also seen the odd familiar face resurface in recent time, known as Salty3Pancak3s. I mean, their channel is empty, 0 videos, low subscriber count, no views, at least from what I can remember, because there's no videos. It's pretty empty, but, I guess it's because with accounts in the past being terminated, he can't really do much, and if he tried, there'll probably be others out there that would shut him down immediately, okay? Kind of like Mr. X, kind of like Jim Terry. All these accounts terminated over time, right? You may see certain patterns as well. And whilst all these people, and most of the audience members of those people, take this into consideration, okay? When it comes to audience members, they can be the most powerful individuals behind a channel because they're the majority, they're the voice, and they can be the ones that vote and take action if they decide to. Obviously, it comes under, the channel owner, because sometimes in certain situations, the channel owner has the power to tell the audience on what to do or where to go. That's obviously unnatural, more yes men, yes women, robotic, hierarchical structure, chain of command, cult-like mentality. That's happened elsewhere, and you will see it in true crime communities. That aside, the only other pattern I've noticed, picked up on, is there tends to be more people with criminal histories, backstory there, being in trouble with the law, getting arrested, mugshots left, right, centre. It tends to be more of them collectively when it comes to the true crime community as a whole, with all the cases out there. I don't know if it's because they've, reoffended or not, or they've committed crimes in the past and now they're interested in learning about other crimes because they've been there, they've done that, or they want to see it from a different point of view. I don't know. But while some people may say the Dylan Rounds community has been kind of toxic at times, and some have got very nasty and others have got attacked, all these wacky stuff going on, take in mind consideration that some of these people that may or may not have criminal past, their old ways are creeping back in, and what they've done back then they're applying once again now. That's why maybe the intensity is more than usual. If you have a different type of community which doesn't involve lots of ex-criminals or current offenders, whatever, you know, petty individuals, yeah, okay, it'll be back and forth, it'll be a bit of a dog fight or cat fight, maybe not as extreme. Still nasty with words, but maybe not as extreme, not as going as far. I think with the Dylan Rounds community and branching outwards, there's a mentality with some, no limits, no hold barred, which then leads to all kinds of wild stuff happening, right? As said, tornado, it's shifted away. Remnants still remain. Some like to return back, screeching and whining. Kind of like salty pancakes, but I think it's one of those waves. Not long ago, if you remember, Salty Pancakes commented on one of my previous videos regarding the simulation that Dylan Rounds played Farming Simulator with Sleuth Mom, and that's what led to this whole disappearance case. What the hell's going on there? But when he was talking, it was more in a calm way. He wasn't attacking me, he wasn't having a go at me at that point. But then more so recently, Salty Pancakes demonstrated a form of jealousy just simply because I was doing a video thanking people for watching my videos and reaching a milestone. That's all it was. It was a positive video, but clearly Pancakes was triggered by it because of the statistics. And I guess for other people out there, I've got some bad news. It might trigger more people shortly in this video, but feel free to stick around anyway. Okay. So yes, returning back to the aim of this video is to portray, to demonstrate, to put in practice the background work that has gone on to spread awareness of the Dylan Rounds case, to keep it alive, and even the Kenny Veach case as well, because that can apply there as well. I don't know if I'll include that. I'll probably include it all in this video. It's just easier, all in one space. Read out the key stats. So it puts into perspective that even if the YouTube community may seem limited, restrictive at times, you've always got other platforms of people who may be interested in the case who just don't participate on YouTube, right? Because I first noticed it back in 2021, when about 400,000 people from TikTok came on over to my channel on YouTube. So I felt and witnessed the sheer force and impact it can have, and the amount of new, fresh faces and new ideas it can bring to the table, because you can only go around in circles so long until it's like, well, what else? But then if you get new people coming on in who think differently, they may pick up on something you have never thought of. It's already been demonstrated already in this case, and that's good. You can generate new ideas, generate new videos, and prolong keeping the case alive, right? Whilst others may run away, walk away, lose stamina, okay? I guess what I can also do in this video is just catch up on the comment section of the last Dylan Rounds video I did, as well as the last Kenny Veach video I did, just to round it all off, catch up on those key points and what people had to say about it. A bit more of an interactive video tonight. As said, you want UFOs, you want alien coverage, well, video premiered earlier on, make sure to catch up on that. So, first of all, let's get straight into those key statistics, analytics regarding the Dylan Rounds case, but also the Kenny Veach case. And then once that's done, we acknowledge the comments, okay? Well, here we are with an overview screenshot. We will zoom in clearly in a second and look at the key analytics, but as you see, this is the TikTok page talking about Dylan Rounds case here and there, Kenny Veach case too, as well as some other random clips. So besides YouTube, I am doing other stuff in between. So in the words of
Salty Pancakes, oh my god, just a petty ass individual. Hey, Walleye Graph, I think I'm a little bit jealous of you. You know, one thing that really turns me off is seeing people do better than me. I just cannot allow it. I heard recently that Indiana was accusing Walleye Graph of doing the Salty Pancake method. No one knows my secret. That's just a psyop, some kind of secrecy service out there. Indiana has no clue what she's talking about. You know, I'm the man with the plan. I'm the man with the petty ass voice. I'm sick and tired of the drama and the conflicts. I'm gonna do a Friday night cash giveaway. You can also cash me outside of my cash app. Not like the Shack lady. God, if I come across the Shack lady, I'm gonna call her all kinds of things under the sun, and I'll do many other things in between.
Anyway, aside from that whiny voice, closer inspection, an example video. You see the small thumbnail there, change in behaviour? I believe that was either to do with Candice Cooley or Justin Rounds when picking up on certain body language relevant at the time or so. You can see the date as well, July 13th, 2022. So pretty early on in the case, right? The video itself gained 37,000 views. You see on the left, 37K means 37,000 people watched my video. Over 1,300 people liked the video, which is a decent ratio. And about 49 people interacted too, as well as sharing it and saving it for future reference. You can see the total playtime, 219 hours, 45 minutes and 6 seconds. The average watch time, 21.2 seconds. And that's because the clip itself, I believe, was about 24, 25 seconds long. So reasonable ratio there or so, I would say. So that was spreading awareness early on when you had Justin Rounds, Candice Cooley doing either the first or second interview with East Idaho News' Nate Eaton on the YouTube channel. That interview, you know, how we saw their behaviour early on, how Candice Cooley didn't show much emotion and Justin Rounds looked like he was holding it back in the early days. So kind of like spreading awareness there, trying to make sense of the matter, and 37,000 people were informed about it. Then moving on to another analysis to do with the boots, kind of like the evidence, how certain things played out early on. This posted July 9th, 2022. Once again, a fairly early video, and take in mind, I did join the case a bit later. I don't know if it was exactly 1 month late or so, but that's when I started participating. But still, it was fresh at the time, and 21,000 people heard about my video, checked it out. About nearly 300 liked it. Total playtime, 102 hours, 34 minutes. Okay, and that was about a 33-second clip. Just going for it at the time, looking at the aerial shot footage by Heavy D when Heavy D went out there right at the start. If you remember the flyby over the Grangeshed property, Dylan's farm, etc., pointing out where the boots were near the dirt mound and the grain truck being left out. Okay, and we eventually found out why the grain truck was exposed like that, because of June 2nd spring cleaning of Brenner driving it out at the time and being allowed to as well, which was a bit questionable. Then even this one, this was another update. I can't remember exactly which one this was. Maybe, let's just see. Does it give the date? This was updated. Oh yeah, March the 10th. Right, so I believe that this was the update interview where Candice Cooley, Justin Rounds were talking about Brenner being charged with the murder and desecration of Dylan Rounds. It's 2023, this one, more recent or so. That's when the groundbreaking news came about, when we heard about Brenner being officially charged. And as well, I'm not sure if it was mentioned in this video here, but around a time where Brenner said he was willing to open up and reveal the location of Dylan's body, etc. So this video, a key update, garnered about 27,000 views. 27,000 people watched my video. A couple of people shared it as well, liked it. You know, the more it's shared, the more likely people eventually hear about it, right? So, you know, not that you have to, but any of, you know, people that watch my videos in general from time to time, you know, even if you know one other person in this world that may be interested in a case like this or mystery, feel free to share it, because not only will they or may become interested in it, but it just slowly and consistently spreads that word out there. As for this video, 164 hours total watch time. As for the length of the video, I can't remember what that is. That 43 seconds or 30? It's hard to tell in the thumbnail, but you know, just trying to summarize it as much as one can. And then even this one, which was July 5th, so much earlier on in 2022, about 4,000 people heard about it. Just a brief timeline at the time. Probably would need to be updated nowadays, because of what's happened and how things are played out. It's just giving the key stats, Dylan's name, age, height, eye colour, hair colour, stuff like that, last seen, when he went missing. And it was early because you can see $20,000 reward money. But as we saw, as time went on, it went from 20 to 50 to 100,000 and then doubled to 200,000 by Heavy D and his crew. But then with time, it was withdrawn, taken back. So why? I guess because they weren't getting anywhere with it. So what's the point having money sitting about? But yeah, reasonable amount of people heard about it, learned about the timeline. I don't know if another timeline is needed. What else do we have? So just to acknowledge Kenny Veach, right? Kenny Veach is another missing person out there. Now, I remember at the time when Jim Terry, Mr. X, one or both were on my channel at a certain point. Mr. X complaining, whining, having a go, and brought up about Dylan Rounds or Kenny Veach, and then Mr. X was like, who cares about them? Who cares about Kenny Veach? I don't care. And it's like, well, if you don't care about a missing person, why do you involve yourself in a missing person community case? Get out. It's that simple. But Mr. X tends to tag along with Jim Terry, of course, and some others, more so for conversations between people not interested in the video or the topic, but just interested in the people that are present. But that aside, once again, another important case, Kenny Veach, M Cave Mystery, June 4th, 2022, posted fairly early. 48,000 people heard about the Kenny Veach case, as told by me. Total playtime, 132 hours, 58 minutes. Fair few liked it. More shared it this time round. That's good to see. This one, the creepy voice where it sounded like a ghostly paranormal voice. I think it said follow the red tape or don't go there or wait. And that was down Pitcher Canyon. 39,000 people heard about it and watched it. Interesting contrast to the video on my channel on YouTube, because I think the video on my channel on YouTube may have only got about 3,000 to 4,000 views. Yet on here, it's nearly at 40,000. Kind of weird, the proportions, but it can happen at times, right? I guess it just depends who and what's interested in certain things at that point and how YouTube, I guess, pushes it out there. Sometimes it is lacking and it's unfortunate, but sometimes you get a second chance, and I guess that's what happened here. 40,000 people on TikTok, 90 hours total playtime. And then this one, another Kenny Veach one to do with the mine shaft, a barrel found within, and there was a hole in the barrel in the mine shaft, and we were wondering, was that a bullet hole? Has that got anything to do with Kenny Veach? You know, theories regarding that. February 6, 2022, posted. 21,000 people viewed the video, 90 hours watch time. That's good to see. And then this one to do with Kenny's vehicle found, which at the time was at Vicky Veach's home of residence, or public information, by the way. That's been clearly documented on my channel. I can't remember how many people watched that video on my channel, maybe about 10 to 20,000. So it's kind of in, you know, correct proportion range as compared to TikTok, YouTube. 45 hours total playtime, reasonable. And then is that it? Yeah, there we go. So all in all, you get an idea that these type of cases, you know, are kind of contrasting to one another. Take in mind, the Dylan Rounds case is nowhere near as popular as other missing people cases or even Kenny Veach. It's unfortunate, it's just one of those things. But here and there, proof still shows that if you try at least to spread the word, it can come about. 37,000, 21,000, 27,000, etc. Right? I mean, I can't be producing the same amount of videos on YouTube as I do on TikTok, because on TikTok you got to make the videos shorter and summarize everything. And as you know, my type of videos don't really follow that trend, because I prefer explaining it in greater length and depth. It's easier, right? But every now and then, if I can summarize it or try and get a clip out there, I will do so, okay? So besides YouTube, awareness is being spread of missing people cases on other platforms such as TikTok, okay? So that all being said and done, let's now return back to the YouTube comment section of my previous recent videos and answer any key questions there and see what other people have had to said recently. Right, so I'm just going to adjust it to the newest We don't have too many comments to get through, so don't worry. Christy, interesting video. You're welcome. Glad you liked it. Confluence. I'm going to re-listen and stay 100% focused as I was clearly interrupted. Keep going. Your dedication to cases and prowess is unmatched as a creator. So I appreciate that. Confluence. It's good that you, hopefully you were able to pick up on the video afterwards and enjoy it in a way or find it interesting. Beatrice saying, I wonder what the hold-up is with these court dates. What was the response there? Smooth Fishing saying, that's just the way court dates are. Lawyers pushing it off so it's not in public eyes anymore and think it's best for their client's best interest to keep putting it off. These delays. We got Glenn is there. We got we got Iceberg. That's much appreciated there. Smooth Fishing depends on what he was shot with, if the bullet came out of him or stayed in him. Yeah, so I don't know if it's probably too late to do a poll now, but people, share your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think if Dylan Rounds was shot, did the bullet pass through him or is it lodged within his body? Only reason why I say that is the possibilities of if Dylan Rounds is found eventually, if an autopsy is done, just simply upon discovering the body, will it be given away? Would it be, I don't know, telling signs as to how Dylan Rounds was taken out or not? I mean, maybe if there's like a hole in the skull, as bad as it may sound, it could imply possibly shot in the head. If not that, there's fractures, broken bones or so, blunt instrument. Obviously, that's thinking too far ahead into the future, but just trying to get an idea of what could happen. That's all. Okay. We got Nancy here, different Nancy, saying, I found you with the Dylan Rounds case, but I'm also watching the Kenny Veach case too. I didn't know anything about this case until your recent videos. It's sad how many people are missing. I work night shifts, so I usually watch the next day. That's understandable. Keep up great videos. Appreciate that. So if at any point, Nancy, you get confused or lost with the Dylan Rounds or Kenny Veach case, if you go onto my channel, go to the playlist section tab, there'll be Dylan Rounds playlist and Kenny Veach playlist available. So then you can find all the videos in one place. I think that's something many other creators have failed to do. In general in the true crime community, or maybe more so Dylan Rounds, where they don't have individual playlist of a particular case. It's just all over the place, a bit muddled. We got June here. Monday 13th, Brenner's court case. Bet it will only be with him getting the other lawyer. Everything having to do with court drags on sadly for the victims. And I think this is the other thing, June. Other people around and those over time, and some that have departed this channel, have really hyped it up when it comes to these court dates and hearings of Brenner, whether they've happened or not. And 10 times out of 10 up to now, nothing has been groundbreaking. Yet some in the background have been raising the bar, expecting it to be the beginning, the start of everything, and it hasn't. That's why I always say don't expect too much, so then you're less likely to be disappointed. Right, so that's it for the comments there on the last Dylan Rounds video I did. Kind of limited, but I think most of the engagement was in the live chat. Now, let's just briefly head on over to the Kenny Veach video I did and see what people had to say there. Here we are. I've got a couple of comments. We got Cleo. So Cleo says, truthfulness in this video. That's good to see. As well, Cleo says, Warlike Ref, did you get wet? How do you mean? Why would I get wet in a video? Why would I get wet when talking about a missing person? I don't quite follow that. Kind of a random comment to come across there. We got Glenn once again. DJ React saying, I could have sworn Artari washed her hands off this topic and bounced a year or two ago. Why does she even care now about the footage that isn't even hers? I don't know, it just seems like Artari just getting defensive at times, being a personal representative of somebody, etc. But to be honest, Artari's reaction comes across the lines of silence material. don't do this, don't do that, don't spread awareness on the case, and don't acknowledge others. No, keep it buried. That's not exactly good. It seems like a complete U-turn in direction there. And this is the other thing, DJ React. If you weren't familiar or aware, basically there was a channel on YouTube known as Spain Wins Numero Uno, some random dodgy channel who had an obsession with me. What was it? Copyrighted usage, using footage without my consent, using profile pictures, photos of me without my consent, painting me in a bad way, slander, defamation of character. That's what they basically did. All against YouTube TOS. And I think Atari may have been attacked by that person as well in the past. Fast forward on, person either ban evading or changing their username to ban evade, going from the name Spain Wins Numero Uno to Bird Guts, and then maybe since changing it again. I can't remember the exact name. But fast forward to more recent time, all of a sudden Atari is best buddies with that troll account. Bit weird, isn't it? Why make friends with the enemies? Oh, it's okay now because you're not getting attacked by that person. But if somebody else gets attacked, it doesn't bother you because you're on their side and you've gained immunity. It's one of those typical Dylan Rounds-esque type situations and pledges of allegiances translated into the Kenny Veach case. Okay, so very strange behaviour from Atari with time, but as said, the Kenny Veach case and mystery can do all kinds of strange things to people out there, right? That's why you always hope that no matter what case or what community you get involved in, there's always at least one person like a pillar that remains standing for as long as they can in a natural, genuine way. Because too often, many people fall. It's unfortunate. Moving on. June says, darn it, just got into the live and I hear, thank you for watching, goodbye, good night for now. But whilst I'm thinking of it, and if you don't mind me asking, what is that black thing attached to your door knob? So the thing that's attached to the knob, the door I'm talking about, it's just to keep the door closed. Now, is it to keep whatever is out from getting in? Or is it to keep from what's within getting out? I wonder. Anyway. Moving on. June says, was Atari friends with Robin and or Kenny? No, Atari never knew Kenny, though Atari for a brief period of time was friends with Susan Veach, the sister-in-law to Kenny Veach. I don't know how interactive it was between Atari and Robin. Maybe they were friends or at least acquaintances for a certain point of time. But take this into consideration that as close as Atari may be with Robin, Atari never really made a video explaining the departure of Robin. I was the only person in the Kenny Veach community, the entire Kenny Veach MK case, to have actually done a Q&A with Robin before he completely disappeared. And you know why I did that? Because from the get-go, when comments were being disabled to being deleted and Area 51 videos on his channel were taken down, I had a feeling that this was the beginning of the end. So I should try and contact Robin before it all goes downhill and he disappears. That's what I did, and he gave answers, and I did document it on my channel. Obviously, not enough people heard about it, but it is there on my channel. I don't see others, doing that type of stuff, even if they do claim to be on Robin's side, but, I guess it's just one of those things, right? Anything else? Smooth Fishing. I don't see a problem with you uploading the video because you gave credit to Really Robin, and that channel isn't on YouTube anymore. Fair point. So you had no one to ask to do so. You gave credit where credit was due. Well said. Cleo as well with a super chat. Very good of you. Much appreciated. I think as well what I've noticed when it comes to the Kenny Veach case and community, people can get easily triggered by super chats at times or channel membership. But it's interesting how no one was getting ruffled or whingy or whiny when Sean Horlacker had his join button and community page of let's build a community. Let's pledge and develop into some kind of special island out there where we can all gather and stay for a monthly visit, like a holiday vacation. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? Some kind of cult to get, I don't know, takeover. I don't know. But once again, pick and choose when people complain, when people not. At the end of the day, if anyone gives super chats, it will be acknowledged and it will be appreciated because it's by people, their choice, and it needs to be acknowledged regardless of what other people think. It's very good of people to support the channel in different ways. And as I've always said, besides super chats, besides joining as a member on the channel, simply sharing your thoughts and your ideas when it comes to this case is a form of support as well, such as giving suggestions or ideas, right? Just thought I'd acknowledge that. But I think maybe at times, just like with the Dylan Rounds community, I'm just being honest, okay? Whether you like it or not, I'm just being honest. When it came to the Dylan Rounds community, a lot of people supportive on the channel, very good, much appreciated, and people still follow to this day. That's all good. But here and there, when you do get the whingy whiners, the people that do turn or go bad, go dark, they tend to be the biggest tight arses about freeloaders. They come on in, they don't give any support, they don't really show much support, all they do is complain and moan, and that's it. Not much good going for them. You know, it's kind of, well, what's the point here? Does that happen in the Kenny Veach case? Are there a lot of tight-arse people in the Kenny Veach case? Probably not. I don't know. I've not really thought about it, okay? I've analysed the Dylan Rounds case because I was there long enough and quite frequent. Kenny Veach case, I'm not so sure. But I guess we'll see with time as things evolve and develop. I do strongly believe that the Kenny Veach case brings in new people consistently over time, so that's good to see at least. I wish it happened with Dylan Rounds' case. Maybe it will happen in the future. As for comments here, it looks like we've reached the end. So once again, it's been one of those times, moments, days where I've uploaded multiple videos in one day, but, you know, I just felt like doing it. Why not? Might as well. And, so, you know, hopefully people do see the videos and, you know, feel free to like, share the video if you think it's worthwhile and to spread awareness further, right? The aim of this video is just to reflect back and acknowledge the success behind covering cases and getting the word out there, not just YouTube, but on other platforms, even the likes of TikTok, which is a degenerative place, which is a breeding ground for maybe low IQ, lower attention retention rates of people. Not all, but a fair few. Yeah, you know, you look at the statistics, reasonable at the end of the day. So there'll still always be some reasonable people out there, okay? So we'll see what happens next. Resistance or not, whininess or not, jealousy, who knows? But I think maybe the next video will be more focused on Kenny Veach and to do with his hike, just reflecting back and picking up on key elements where it looked as if he either blanked something or he was very reluctant about another thing. That'll all come in time, okay? Focus in, spread that awareness, and see if other people agree, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, good night for now.